welcome back to my channel, or well, welcome to my channel since this is my second video. Well, that's for my second video. And today by the title you can tell that we will be making crochet roses. Okay, materials on what you're gonna need.
Materials. So you're gonna need 2 colors of yarn, a crochet hook, a stick, I'm using a kebab stick, hot glue gun or crazy glue, and your fine self, and that's on period.
But my Dollarama didn't have hot glue sticks, also did not have crazy glue. Like, people decided, oh, let me just take it. So I had to use wig glue. I don't really recommend that, but a girl had to do what she had to do.
So first you're gonna make a slip knot, and then you're going to chain 50. Okay, then you're gonna flip your work and chain an extra one, making it 51, and then you're gonna half double crochet all the way down. To half double crochet, you wrap around the yarn, go through the next loop, pull through, and then pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So once you're done, you're gonna finish the chain and then chain 5 and then flip your work. After chaining 5, you want to double crochet into the first stitch, making a loop type thing. And then after making that double crochet, you want to skip 2 and double crochet into the 3rd stitch. After skipping 2, you want to crochet 2 and then double crochet into the same exact stitch. We're going to repeat the first step and we're going to skip 2 and double crochet into the 3rd stitch. And then repeating step 2, you want to chain 2 and then double crochet into the same stitch, making a V. This is me just repeating it. You want it to look like a whole bunch of V's or a whole bunch of W's. And then you want to flip your work and chain 3. And then after chaining 3, you want to crochet into the first hole, okay? The hole, not the stitch, the hole, okay? You want to put 8 double crochets into them. After double crocheting 8 times into the first hole, you want to slip stitch into the second, repeating those 2 steps. Chain 8 into the one hole, slip stitch into the next, and then chain 8. Just like any crochet piece, this is very repetitive, so there's about 2 steps and then you repeat it constantly. When you get to the last loop, you want to chain 13 into the last one, not 8. So 13, 1, 3. And then you want to cut and tie the ends. I ended up tying the 2 tails together to make it more secure. Section 2, the leaves. So you want to start off with the magic circle. I cannot explain it. I will not explain it because I cannot. So you want to do that, right? And then you're going to chain an extra one after doing the magic circle. And then you're going to chain 10 half double crochets. But since I'm not doing it for you, I'll put a link in the description on how to do it. After making your magic circle, you want to chain 1 to keep it secure. And then you want to chain 10 half double crochets into the magic circle. It's okay about the size of the circle because we're going to tighten it anyways. Once you finish, you want to pull the tail to close the hole. After doing your 10th half double crochet, you want to slip stitch into the first one, and then you want to chain 2 and start on your second round. So in this round we're doing increases, so in each stitch you want to put 2 double crochets in each stitch. In the first row you should have 10 stitches, and in the second you should have 20 because we increased it. So after slip stitching it to connect the circles, you want to chain 5. After chaining 5, you want to slip stitch into the second stitch and then single crochet into the third, half double crochet into the fourth, and double crochet into the last, basically increasing the stitches with height. After putting the double crochet in the 5th stitch, you want to skip 3 from that stitch and slip stitch into the 4th hole. And then once again you want to repeat all of those steps all the way around, and you should have 5 petals. Slip stitch to finish and then cut the tail, and we're going to weave in the tail at the end. So the petals make a weird shape, so you want to make sure you have the bottom of the petal so that it wraps around the stick, not just the bottom of the whole piece. I'm using wig glue and it has to be tacky, so whenever I'm touching the glue, just know it's unnecessary for you if you have hot glue. So with the yarn, little hairs stick up, so what I do is I wrap the stick so that it gets stuck on the stick and wraps in on itself. You want to wrap the petals among themselves and not the stick because it will make the rose look weird, so make sure you don't go down the stick. Right now what I'm showing you guys is just my process. Since I'm using wig glue, which isn't crazy glue or hot glue, my process is going to be way different. But if you had hot glue or crazy glue, a couple dots or a thin line would be enough to keep it in place, so you don't have to struggle as much as I did. I'm adding extra glue to the base to make sure it's more secure because you don't need it popping off, you know? When I finished gluing it all the way around, I took the tails and I wrapped them around and glued them into place. When you get to the end of the rose, all you're really doing is securing the tails to make sure it doesn't move. I am also using 2 rubber bands to keep the rose in place since I am using wig glue. And now onto the stem. So what you want to do is tie the green yarn around the kebab stick, and then we're going to end up gluing it into place. So with the stem, you're going to want to take the shorter tail and hold it down and put a little bit of glue so it stays in place. And then when it comes to the wrapping, you want to wrap up towards the rose to keep it secure and have pressure. And then once wrapping about 3 to 4 times, you want to bring it back down. I found the easiest way to wrap the yarn around the stem is to hold the yarn and just twist the stick around, so it just does it by itself. And just like every other step, you're repeating yourself. So wrap it, add some glue, wrap it, add some glue, potato, all the way down the stick. You didn't record it, but you want to cut the end of the stick so it's not pointy, and then you just want to glue the yarn around it. And I try to hide the cut part, so I put a lot of glue. And then for the leaves, you just want to crochet the tail in so that it doesn't stick out. I added a couple drops of glue so that it stays in place, but this is unnecessary. So after cutting it and gluing it, you want to slide the leaves onto the stem and onto the rose, and you're just going to add glue wherever you think it's needed. I put glue on the rose and on the stem itself, but I put more glue on the rose than the stem so that it doesn't seep through. And that's about it. Make sure you have the leaves flipped inside out like how I do, so that when you put it onto the rose, it folds on top of it. This step is also unnecessary, but I have wig glue, so I have to do it, but I'm just putting a rubber band to keep it secure while it dries. There's actually 2 ways to do this step. I recorded one way, and that's me twisting the tail down, but you could also wrap the tail around the rose, just like we did the tails of the rose, so that it's completely hidden, and that's the final look. Thank you for watching. I'm not a thief, so I have to give credit where credit is due, so go look her up. Thank you for watching.